Good morning, beta. So I welcome you all to the second session on Case Study Digest. As I already planned the 4 lectures of case studies, the previous lecture was related to case scenario. Today's lecture, we will cover the skill-based assessment question. Yes, in today's lecture, we will cover the skill-based assessment questions, and the remaining 2 lectures of case study that will be held on coming Tuesday and Thursday, we will cover the case studies, the most important part of the case study digest. We have allotted full 2 session on those odd 17 questions on case studies, है ना? तो आज का जो हमारा सेशन रहेगा, that will be completely based on skill-based assessment question. Good morning, everyone, once again. Naveen Kumar, very good morning, beta. Priya, good morning. So let's start the session, beta. There are approximately 44 questions in skill-based assessment question. We will try to cover all the important questions in this session of 3 hours. Definitely each and every question cannot be covered, beta, in this short period of 3 hours because there are almost 44 skill-based assessment questions. So I will try to cover the most important one and in-depth one. So the question number 1 is comparatively very simple, beta. I don't think we should devote even 5 minutes for this particular question. Question number 1. Just by reading out the question, you can easily understand the requirement part and solve on your own, beta. So question number 1 is for your assignment. It's a very, very simple question. We will start the session with question number 2. Please open page number 135. Page number 135. We will start the session by question number 2. Can I start, beta? Page number 135. चलिए स्टार्ट करता हूं सेशन बेटा क्वेश्चन नंबर 2 से. देखिए, The Soap Limited offers a range of beauty parlor services like hair care, body care, manicure, pedicure, skincare, etc. So the client name is Soap Limited. They are engaged in the business of beauty parlor. The business of beauty parlor is extremely competitive in all the regions. Each center operates autonomously and managers are able to offer customized service. तो जो कंपनी है इनके पास more than 150 सेंटर्स है across the country. हर सेंटर autonomously operate करता है, means day-to-day business decisions are being taken by them and managers are permitted to offer the customized service. ठीक है. तो क्या क्या इसमें keywords है? Soap Limited ब्यूटी पार्लर बिजनेस में है, more than 150 सेंटर्स है इनके पास और ईच सेंटर ऑपरेट्स ऑटोनोमसली और कस्टमाइज सर्विसेज भी वो ऑफर कर सकते हैं, पैकेजेस भी वो ऑफर कर सकते हैं. कंपनी का मिशन क्या है? टू इंस्पायर एंड एनहांस ब्यूटी बाय यूजिंग नॉलेज एंड एक्सपीरियंस टू एस्टैब्लिश लॉन्ग टर्म रिलेशनशिप ऑफ ट्रस्ट एंड कमिटमेंट विद क्लाइंट. कंपनी वांट्स टू प्रोवाइड देयर क्लाइंट highest level of satisfaction with emphasis on service customization. मतलब जिस प्रकार की सर्विसेज कस्टमर को रिक्वायर्ड है, we will provide them. Professionalism, work and clinical responsibility and client feedback. So अगर इन 3 एरिया पर वर्क किया जाए, so as per company's vision, we can definitely satisfy the customer. Company has developed a website where it create blogs, post high quality content related to beauty tips. Website is also connected to social media to reach customer. If a customer searches company services on search engine, it automatically redirect to the place of nearest service center. Company all services are presently booking through online channel only. ये जो पैरा है, it indicate that company is using the social media already. Whenever any customer searches the company's name through a search engine such as Google or any other, that engine direct the customer to the nearest center so that all the services provided by the company is through online appointment only. Result for one of the center, the name is Roop, are given below. The column headed center shows the average figure for all the centers. So we are having 150 center. Out of 150 center, a detailed financial and non-financial data have been provided related to one of the center named Roop, while the other column headed by center is the average of all the remaining 149 center. Revenue, it's approximately 91 lakh and here 108 lakh. Gross profit is given. Number of senior beautician, 90 beautician are there in the Roop center, while on average 110 senior beautician are there in the remaining center on an average. Number of junior beautician, it's 60 and 55. Number of website hit, total number of services booked online and completed. In the third or fourth para, it is clearly stated that appointment will be strictly on online platform only. Once an online appointment has been booked, then only the services will be provided offline through the center. Total number of services taken from repeat customer, time taken spent completing job, number of new service packages, and customer percentage in terms of feedback form showing score of 9 or 10, 86% and here 77%. So the question detail is beta, the company name is Swoop Limited. It is engaged in the business of beauty parlor. They are having more than 150 center. Each center has been given the autonomy. Company is already on social media. Whenever customer searches the search engine related to the company name, the search engine will direct to the nearest center, and all the appointment will be done through online only, appointment online, and the services will be offered offline. We have been given detailed information for one of the center named Roop, while all the other remaining center are data has been given through average. So revenue, gross profit, what are the number of senior beautician are there, junior beautician, number of repeated customer, different details are given in the statement. Now, beautician are categorized as senior if they have qualified for more than 3 years. So if an employee has more than 3 years working in our organization, they are called as senior beautician. While junior beautician का मतलब क्या है? Junior beautician includes both trainee beautician and beautician who have been qualified for less than 3 years. The Roop launched 3 new service packs during the year. Free coupon worth ₹600 for services over and above 1200. So if any customer takes appointment for a services worth ₹1200, they will be provided free coupon worth ₹600. This is the first package. A head massage costing only ₹240 instead of the usual 480 for 10 days advance booking. If you take appointment 10 days before, then for head massage, you will be charged just 50%. The normal rate is 480, while the discounted rate is 240. A haircut, ₹120 will be the charge, which usually costs 360 for all the customer booking hair spa. तो अगर आप कोई पैकेज हमारे से लेते हैं, हेयर स्पा पैकेज लेते हैं, तो वी विल प्रोवाइड यू हेयर कटिंग सर्विस एट 1/3 ऑफ द चार्ज. एट 360 हमारा नॉर्मल रेट है, वी विल प्रोवाइड 120. So 3 new package has been launched during the period by one of the center named Roop. These 3 new services pack produce revenue of 7,92,000, 6,96,000 and 6,48,000 respectively. Okay. 2 comparable new service pack developed by other center produce revenue of 5,28,000 and 5,04,000. तो ये इनोवेशन के बारे में हमें दिया है कि हमने ड्यूरिंग द पीरियड व्हाट न्यू हैज बीन डन बाय अस. कस्टमर टू रेट द पर्टिकुलर सेंटर फ्रॉम 1 to 10 इन एन ऑनलाइन फीडबैक फॉर्म विद 10 बीइंग द बेस्ट. और यहाँ पे दिया भी हुआ है 9 और 10 जो हमारे को रेटिंग मिली है, ऐसे 86% हमारे फीडबैक है, while other center is having the ratio of just 77%. Now the requirement part, है ना? Till now, beta, we have no clue regarding the concept that will be applicable in the given question. कोई भी clue available नहीं है. Now we will solely focus on the requirement part. The requirement part will provide which concept will be applicable in this particular question. The chief executive officer of the company have recently attended a webinar and heard about building block model of performance measurement. तो ये आपको भाई साहब कंसेप्ट यहां पे दे दिया उन्होंने. You have to apply the building block model. It means this question relates to chapter number 7. जो नॉन फाइनेंशियल मॉडल में यू आर हैविंग 4 मॉडल, उसमें से एक मॉडल आपको दिया है बिल्डिंग ब्लॉक मॉडल. The CEO is interested to know how the dimension block, had the word building block model not been given, then even this word is sufficient, dimension block, because dimension word has been exclusively used in whole SCMP syllabus for building block model only. So dimension block could be applied at SOUP Limited. Analyze roof performance relative to the other center. Explain how the standard and reward block support the dimension block in case of building block model. So before discussing the solution part, beta, let's first revise what is building block model. Okay. So building block model contains the financial along with non-financial data. बिल्डिंग ब्लॉक मॉडल के मेन 3 ब्लॉक होते हैं. द फर्स्ट ब्लॉक इज स्टैंडर्ड, द सेकेंड ब्लॉक इज डायमेंशन, द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट ब्लॉक डायमेंशन, एंड द थर्ड ब्लॉक इज रिवॉर्ड. टोटल 3 ब्लॉक है डायमेंशन में. एक बार वापस रिपीट करें बेटा, स्टैंडर्ड, डायमेंशन एंड रिवॉर्ड. जो डायमेंशन है इट इज अगेन बाइफर्केटेड इनटू 2 पार्ट, रिजल्ट एंड डिटरमिनेंट. Result and determinant. Outcome of determinant will decide the result. जो भी हमारा outcome होगा determinant का, that will decide the result. So what are the determinant? Determinants are basically the non-financial factor. The first one will be the quality. In this case, since it is in the service sector, quality of service. Flexibility, how you modify yourself. Adaptability, that is. Third, resource utilization, and the last one is innovation. So there are 4 non-financial factors in the block determinants, and the success or failure of determinant will decide the success or failure of result. In result, we compare the financial performance as well as we compare ourselves with that of our competitor. That is comparative performance or competitive performance, we can set it out. So there are total 3 blocks. Dimension is the main block. Dimension is further bifurcated into result and determinant. है ना बेटा? तो पहले में हमें यही बोला है डायमेंशन ब्लॉक कैसे अप्लाई हो सकता है इस पर्टिकुलर कंपनी में. So theory has no direct role in this particular question, but to apply a building block model, you must be very expert in that theory. You must know what is the result, what are the determinant, what are the different types of determinant, so that the same can be applied in this particular question. तो हमें ये एनालाइज करना है. एनालाइज मींस बेटा कैलकुलेशन प्लस अ शॉर्ट एक्सप्लेनेशन. एनालाइज मींस कैलकुलेशन प्लस शॉर्ट एक्सप्लेनेशन. तो हमें डायमेंशन ब्लॉक पे पूरा फोकस करना है रिक्वायरमेंट पार्ट नंबर 1 पे. तो देखिए, अगर अपन अपने कंफर्ट के लिए इफ वी प्रिपेयर द डायमेंशन ब्लॉक, सो यहां पे रिजल्ट आएगा, दे आर द मेन हेडिंग. यहां पे डिटरमिनेंट्स आएगा. डिटरमिनेंट्स में अपन बात करें तो सबसे पहले क्वालिटी ऑफ सर्विस. सेकेंड आपका आ सकता है यहां पे फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी, दैट इज एडेप्टेबिलिटी, रिसोर्स यूटिलाइजेशन, एंड द लास्ट वन इज इनोवेशन. है ना? तो सबसे पहले अपन इसी का चेक कर लेते हैं बेटा, क्वालिटी, फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी, रिसोर्स यूटिलाइजेशन एंड इनोवेशन. क्वालिटी इन केस ऑफ सर्विस इंडस्ट्री इज one of the quality is if there are repeated customer. If there are repeated customer, then definitely we can say yes, the quality service has been provided by the organization. So percentage of repeated customer is one of the best measure for the quality of service. In case of educational institution, number of students passing the examination can be the quality of service. है ना? In case of restaurant, again, number of repeated customer will be the quality of service. तो देखिए यहां पर इन्होंने हमें बताया है कि number of repeated customer is 1510 out of total customer 9915. So we can find out the percentage. बेटा निकालिए 1510 divided by 9915. It's approximately 15%. 15% customer आपके पास repeat हुए हैं. Just we compare the other center performance. It's 1605 out of 12,270. 1605 divided by 12,270. So it's approximately 13%. So undoubtedly, the particular group center is performing better from the viewpoint of quality of service because there are approximately 15% repeated customer while the average of the remaining center is just 13%. So हम यहाँ पे ये बता सकते हैं. So regarding the flexibility, we can say the time taken per job. यहाँ पे हमें बताया है total time spent is 24,120 hours to service 9915 client. तो निकालिए बेटा कितना आ रहा है 24,120 divided by 9915. It's 2.43 hours has been taken in average to service each and every client. While other center का एक बार देखिए बेटा आप कितना आ रहा है. इसका आ रहा है 2.43 है ना. It's 2.43. अदर सेंटर का फाइंड आउट कीजिए. टाइम पर कस्टमर 25,880 डिवाइडेड बाय 12,270 कितना आया बेटा. It's 2.10. So tell me whose performance is better. It's time taken per job. So 2.43 or 2.1. Definitely other center is performing better, has adaptability. Can you tell me, despite the time taken by a root center is more, undoubtedly that is not acceptable, but other perspective is on higher side regarding the feedback, regarding the number of repeated customer. Can you tell me what will be the reason that the particular root center, although performing well in respect of quality of service, although performing well in respect of feedback, but has not been able to match up with the time taken in the remaining center? It's 2.10 in the remaining center, while in the root center, it's 2.43. Can you tell me the reason, beta? The reason is in this screen only. Can you tell me the reason? I'm waiting beta for your answer. आप मुझे बताइए कि इस particular center में why the time taken has been much higher as compared to the other center. I'm waiting beta, please revert fast. Okay, very good beta. The main reason behind this is in other center, the number of senior beautician are 110. While in this particular center, the number of senior beautician are 90. So there are more junior beautician, including the trainee beautician. Hai? So that's why the time showing is more than as compared to the other center. But this is not a serious issue because the other non-financial factor, that is quality of service and the customer feedback, are super. Just because of the junior beautician are more than in this particular center as compared to other center. That's why the time taken to service each customer is comparatively higher. Next, we can go for resource utilization. How we have utilized our manpower. Through that, we can say revenue per senior beautician. Revenue per senior beautician. It's 91,26,000. Find it out, beta. 91,26,000 divided by 90. So it's approximately 1,01,400 of revenue per senior beautician, while we can calculate for other center, it's comparatively less. It means the senior beautician, although less in number in case of roof center, but definitely they are more energetic. उनके पास जो क्वालिटी ऑफ सर्विस दी जा रही है वो ज्यादा प्रॉपर है, जिसके कारण यहाँ पे इस पर्टिकुलर सेंटर में हमारा रिसोर्स यूटिलाइजेशन भी बेटर हुआ है. हर एक सीनियर ब्यूटिशियन ने हमें ज्यादा इनकम कमा के दिया है. अल्टरनेटिवली वी कैन ऑल्सो डू लाइक दिस, total revenue divided by total number of beautician including the junior and the senior. That will also be acceptable. Last है innovation. Innovation के व्यू पॉइंट हम देखेंगे तो there are 3 new package launched by the particular roof center and they are performing very well as compared to the other center. The revenue you can see is almost the average of 6.5 to 7 lakh, while the other comparable new services launched by the other center, the revenue is just near about 5 lakh. So first, we have introduced 3 packages, while they have introduced 2 packages. For the roof center is superior. Second, the revenue that has been earned from the new center is much more in case of roof center as compared to the other center. है ना? So this is the best way, बेटा. जब भी कोई आपको concept मिल जाता है कि this concept is applicable, write down in the rough page what are the contents of that, so that it will be easy for you to answer that question. है ना? Now result के बारे में अगर हम बात करें, so there are 2: financial performance, and the second one is comparative performance. Financial performance and comparative performance. Financial performance can be easily checked from the GP ratio, है ना? तो जो GP ratio है, इससे हम चेक कर सकते हैं what is the financial performance of this center and what is the financial performance of other center. क्लियर है बेटा? नथिंग मोर. एंड अब कंपेरेटिव परफॉर्मेंस में अगर हम बात करें तो हम ये वाला पॉइंट यहां पे ले सकते हैं कि इतनी टोटल इंक्वायरी आई, आउट ऑफ दिस टोटल इंक्वायरी द कस्टमर कन्वर्टेड आर 9915. तो निकालिए बेटा, परसेंटेज ऑफ कस्टमर कन्वर्टेड 9915 डिवाइडेड बाय 15,010. So approximately 66% कन्वर्टेड. जो भी इंक्वायरी आई उसमें से 66% कन्वर्ट हुए इन केस ऑफ रूफ सेंटर, while in case of other center it is 12,270 divided by 19,260. It's approximately 64%. So इसमें भी देखेंगे तो जो परफॉर्मेंस है of the particular roof center is comparatively higher, है ना? तो यहाँ पे अनडाउटेडली क्वालिटी ऑफ सर्विस ज्यादा बेटर है, जिसके कारण यहाँ पे कस्टमर टर्न अराउंड रेट भी कंपैरेटिवली ज्यादा है, रिपीटेड कस्टमर भी ज्यादा है, एंड अलोंग विद द फीडबैक ऑफ द कस्टमर ऑफ 9 and 10 आर ऑलमोस्ट 86% पॉजिटिव फीडबैक, है ना बेटा? चलिए अब इसका सेकेंड रिक्वायरमेंट पार्ट अगर आप देखेंगे तो इट इज वेरी इजी. जस्ट यू हैव टू राइट दैट इन स्टैंडर्ड वी हैव टू बी दैट शुड बी मोटिवेटिंग, दैट शुड बी क्लियर. रिवॉर्ड में भी आपको ये बताना पड़ेगा, द स्कीम शुड बी क्लियरली कम्युनिकेटेड टू बी एम्प्लॉय, दे शुड बी केप्ट मोटिवेटेड. तो नॉर्मल 3 से 4 लाइन का जो आपका कंटेंट है वो अगर आप सेकंड रिक्वायरमेंट पार्ट में लिखेंगे दैट विल बी मोर देन इनफ. तो देखिए बेटा, एक बार कॉम्पिटिटिवनेस में यही पॉइंट है, फिर फाइनेंशियल परफॉर्मेंस में जीपी रेशो रहा, फिर क्वालिटी ऑफ सर्विसेज में जॉब फ्रॉम रिपीटेड कस्टमर, फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी, टाइम टेकन पर जॉब, रिसोर्स यूटिलाइजेशन, और इस प्रकार से. और स्टैंडर्ड और डायमेंशन जो रिवॉर्ड है, स्टैंडर्ड और रिवॉर्ड जो डायमेंशन है उसके बारे में आप यहाँ पे बता देंगे. दे शुड बी अचीवेबल, फेयर एंड एनकरेज एम्प्लॉय टू टेक ओनरशिप, है ना? अ वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन बेटा. अनडाउटेडली बिल्डिंग ब्लॉक मॉडल को आपको प्रैक्टिकली यहाँ पे अप्लाई करके देना था. सो द फर्स्ट रिक्वायरमेंट पार्ट इज वेरी वेरी गुड एज कंपेयर टू द सेकेंड रिक्वायरमेंट पार्ट. बड़े आगे बेटा, चलिए नाउ क्वेश्चन नंबर 3 स्टार्ट करते हैं बेटा. देखिए, I think there is no doubt in question number 2 बेटा. चलिए देखिए, माइक्रो लाइट लिमिटेड. ओके, once more बेटा. Naveen Kumar has given a very good idea that I have asked you what's the reason behind time taken new job, है ना? Sorry, time taken per job. It's 2.43 in our center, while in other center it's 2.10. I have provided you the logic that since senior beautician are less in number and junior beautician are more in number, that's one of the reason. But the reason given by Naveen Kunvaram is also perfect beta. The reason given him by more new services has been offered here. There are 3 new services has been offered, while in case of other center, it's two new services offer. So the time spent in designing a new services will also be a reason behind time taken per job, है ना, ये भी एक वैलिड रीजन हो सकता है बेटा. चलिए आते हैं अपन क्वेश्चन नंबर 3 में. The company name is Microlite Limited. It is engaged in the business of casting and capping of PVC pipe, which are supplied to various parts of the country using a well-diversified network of distributors. Nothing important. Company was established by Mr. Rahul Raheja around 10 years back. Since then, the competition is continuously increasing in market as new players entered in market who are ready to sell similar product at relatively lower prices. So the company was established 10 years back. Year by year, the competition is increasing, and the new competitor, the surprising thing is, new competitor is able to provide the same product at relatively lower prices. Mr. Raheja is actively participating in business and hold position of CEO, and being a CA by profession, he conduct regular meeting with management accounting department. Okay. In order to beat the competition, company decided to reduce the cost and enhance the efficiency by implementing the SCM technique such as cellular manufacturing using lean manufacturing. What is mean by cellular manufacturing, beta? कुछ याद आ रहा है आपको? Lean system and innovation में we have understood this topic, cellular manufacturing. It is a U-shaped manufacturing mechanism in which the concept is time and motion study. Time study means the delay will be avoided, and motion study means the unnecessary transportation will be avoided. So cellular manufacturing is also known as time study and motion study, in which we try to focus to produce one piece of product at a time so that the customization can be done and there is no wastage. And cellular manufacturing का अपने पूरा एक डायग्राम देखा था बेटा, कैसे हम मशीन को रीअरेंज करें so that there can be grouping of machine which will produce the maximum result. That is cellular manufacturing. Mr. Rastogi, who joined the company recently as a management accountant, is very enthusiastic about cellular manufacturing and consider the same as a scientific way of production. Give it a scientific way of production because it is totally based on time and motion study. Time means unnecessary delay will be avoided. Motion study means unnecessary transportation will be avoided. And वो जो आपने एक algorithm के द्वारा पूरा solve किया था बेटा कि grouping of machine, तो वो सब चीजें पूरा scientific method के द्वारा हो रही है, then definitely the cellular manufacturing is a form of scientific management. He added it will enhance the value creation over the entire value chain. According to him, cellular manufacturing is a significant tool to achieve process cycle efficiency. Okay. Mr. Rastogi makes a plan of rearranging the existing machine and human machine who are working on this machine. He tenders such plan to Mr. Raheja, who is the owner. Process is also re-engineered along with the restructuring of production layout. Mr. Management Accountant is of the belief that with minimum cost on rearranging existing resources, process cycle efficiency can be enhanced. ठीक है. Now, Mr. Owner, इसके क्या view है? Mr. Owner is skeptical in respect of expected benefit. So, in his reply to Mr. Management Accountant, agreed to rearrangement plan, but in phased manner rather than pilot implementation. So, जो owner है, has some doubt regarding the success of this rearrangement of machine and workforce. So, therefore, he is interested to execute the rearrangement of machine in a phased manner rather than going in a complete manner in the first instance only. Mr. Management Accountant asked to implement his plan on test run basis to one of the production engineering department, which is tiny in comparison to other 3 production engineering department. So the owner doesn't want to take any risk. So out of the 4 production department for trial run, the most small production department has been given for this trial run of increasing the production efficiency through rearrangement of machine through cellular manufacturing. Such selected department is contributing around 12% of total production capacity of the company. Mr. Owner, in his reply, also quoted that go green for next phase. Go green for next phase means for the remaining 3 production departments which are having highest volume will be granted only if during testing phase process cycle efficiency improved by minimum 15%. अगर प्रोसेस साइकिल एफिशिएंसी मिनिमम 15% से इंप्रूव होती है, then only we will go for rearrangement of machines and worker through cellular manufacturing. Okay. Mr. Rastogi, the management accountant, and his team implement the rearrangement plan on such selected department and practice the re-engineering process and rearrangement of machine along with men for 30 days. Record keeper provide the process cycle efficiency data before and after rearrangement. तो डेटा दिया है बेटा, मूविंग में पहले कितने मिनट्स लगते थे, इंस्पेक्शन में, स्टोरेज में और प्रोसेसिंग में ना. फॉर लेंथी क्वेश्चन आई एम गिविंग यू 2 minutes बेटा to read out this question once again. After those 2 minutes, we will definitely discuss what are the requirement part and what should be the answer according to the requirement part. So 2 minutes are being provided to you, not to solve the question, just to read out the question once again, beta, na? Because unless and until the question has been read out twice, we will not be able to answer the requirement part accordingly. Na? So 2 minutes is being provided to you to read out the question. Okay, beta, let's read out the requirement part now. Explain why Mr. Management Accountant consider cellular manufacturing as a scientific way of production. So simply आपको बताना है why cellular manufacturing is considered as scientific way of production. So you can write this beta. The cellular manufacturing is the rearrangement of the existing machine and worker so that the grouping can be done so that the similar product can be produced in a particular machine cell. Machine cell is generally U-shaped manufacturing. Machine cell is generally U-shaped manufacturing which focus on time study and the motion study. है ना. फिर यहाँ पे आप एक और पॉइंट बताएंगे कि ये फोकस करता है वन पीस फ्लो इन द प्रोडक्शन प्रोसेस, जिसके कारण भी यहाँ पे हमारा वेस्टेज कंपैरेटिवली बहुत कम होता है. तो देखिए यही इन्होंने बताया है, जो टाइम स्टडी एंड मोशन स्टडी है ये उस पर बेस्ड है, देयरफॉर इट्स अ साइंटिफिक वे ऑफ प्रोडक्शन. फिर सेकंड बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है कि सेल्यूलर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में वन पीस एट अ टाइम मूव अक्रॉस द production process so that there can be more customization. और ये सब कुछ होता है through the scientific method developed by the author, है ना? चलिए, ये पहला रिक्वायरमेंट पार्ट बहुत सिंपल था. Assess whether outcome of testing phase at the company is sufficient or not as to the expectation of Mr. Raheja, that is the owner, for implementation similar arrangement to the remaining production department. Now, जब आप सेकेंड रिक्वायरमेंट पार्ट पढ़ते हैं तो आपको कंसेप्ट कौन सा अप्लीकेबल करना है, दैट इज नॉट क्लियर, बट दिस वर्ड इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. दे यूज दिस वर्ड मल्टीपल टाइम इन द क्वेश्चन, प्रोसेस साइकिल एफिशिएंसी, है ना. द अदर नेम, कुछ कंसेप्ट याद आ रहा है बेटा? साइकिल एफिशिएंसी. Cycle efficiency. In chapter number 9, this concept has been given in the name manufacturing cycle efficiency. The formula of which is value added services divided by value added time plus non-value added time. Process cycle efficiency means value added time divided by value added plus non-value added time. And whenever value added and non-value added word will be there, we will always remember the mnemonic Tim Wood. ट्रांसपोर्टेशन, टिम वुड. कुछ याद आ रहा है बेटा? मैंने आपको बताया था चैप्टर नंबर 2 में एक हमने बनाया था टिम वुड करके. दैट विल कंसीडर द 7 टाइप ऑफ वेस्ट, एंड द ओनली value added activity is the processing activity, that is which converts the raw material into the finished goods, while all inspection, moving, storage are all considered as non value added activity. So we have to calculate the process cycle efficiency and check whether the process cycle efficiency has been improved by minimum 15%. चेक करें बेटा. तो देखिए क्या होगा इसका आंसर. प्रोसेसिंग टाइम इफ द वैल्यू एडेड Sorry, beta, for the inconvenience due to the power issue. There have been wastage of 5 to 7 minutes. Hai na? Apologies for that. So we are in the question number 3rd, in which we are calculating the process cycle efficiency. The formula of process cycle efficiency is value added time divided by value added plus non-value added time. The only value added activity is the processing activity, that is, which converts the raw material into the finished goods state. So 80 minutes are the process value added activity, while the non-value added activities are moving, inspection, and storage. So make a total of all that: 70 plus 40, 110 plus 60, it's 170. So total निकालिए बेटा, कितना परसेंटेज आ रहा है बिफोर इंप्लीमेंटेशन ऑफ cellular manufacturing? 80 divided by 250, it's 32% is the process cycle efficiency before implementation of cellular manufacturing, while the minimum improvement required is 15%. Process cycle efficiency should be improved by minimum 15%. Then only the owner will provide the green signal to go for cellular manufacturing in the 3 remaining main departments. Okay, and check it out. What is the result after? The processing time is 40. So value added plus non-value added, 25 plus 15, 40, and 40 plus 10, 50. So the total non-value added time is 50. So 40 divided by 90, it's 44.44%. Tell me whether the target of process cycle efficiency improvement by minimum 15% has been achieved or not, beta. Because before the implementation, it's just 32%. After the implementation of in the tiny production department, the process cycle efficiency is 44.44. Check it out and tell me whether the target of minimum improvement of 15% is achieved or not. Revert fast, beta. With yes or no only, na? Yes or no. Whether the target of minimum 15% has been achieved? Yes, the target has been achieved. Prima facie, it appears that the increase is only 12.44, but it's not correct. It's an absolute measure. 12.44 divided by 32%, that will be the correct criteria to calculate whether what percentage the efficiency has been increased. So 12.44 divided by existing efficiency of 32%, it's approximately 39%, approximately. While the minimum target to improve the efficiency is 15%. While the cellular manufacturing in one of the tiny production department, the process cycle efficiency has been increased by a whopping 39%. Therefore, yes, Mr. Owner can apply the scientific method of cellular manufacturing to the remaining major department. क्लियर बेटा? यहां पे गलती हो सकती है अगर अपन एब्सोल्यूट अमाउंट में कन्वर्ट करेंगे. डिसीजन विल ऑलवेज बी टेकन ऑन रिलेटिव मेजर, दैट इज परसेंटेज टर्म एंड नॉट ऑन एब्सोल्यूट मेजर. ठीक है, चलिए बढ़ते हैं अपन नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन की ओर बेटा. दिस इज अ वेरी वेरी सिंपल क्वेश्चन बेटा. क्वेश्चन नंबर 4. Nothing special about this question. All the content of this question is based on profit sharing plan to the employee. So a very simple question. We will not invest even a single minute in discussing the content of this question. Very easily can be done by the students. Question number 4. Now let's do question number 5 on just-in-time system. There are 3 to 4 questions on just-in-time system in the skill-based assessment question. Let's revise one of them and then we will move further. We will not solve the remaining question of just-in-time system in this skill-based assessment question beta, because they are almost similar. So let's try to solve this question number 5. Based on that, the same concept will be applied to the remaining question of just-in-time. Let's start question number 5. Delight Engineering Solution is a manufacturing product. CAF5 from use of single raw material CAI 100. So the finished goods is CAF 5, while the raw material is CAI 100. The two major departments operational in the company are the purchase and production department. Company facing high competition due to large number of competitors in the market. Demand of finished goods is fluctuating. Therefore, high storage cost is the prime cause of low financial performance. Demand is fluctuating widely. Therefore, high storage cost is the prime reason for low financial performance. Company decided to move from traditional system to JIT system. Concept is clearly given in the question that you have to apply the just-in-time system in this particular question. From purchase and store, following data is collected. Annual consumption is 1800 unit of raw material. Price of each raw material is rupees 4000. The cost of placing an order is 2000. And the cost of carrying 1 unit of raw material for a year is 2%. Company presently use EOQ model of ordering. Economic order quantity. Formula recall करने की कोशिश कीजिए बेटा. Try to recall the formula. What's the formula of EOQ? What's the formula of EOQ? It's under root 2 AOC. It's under root 2 AOC. Alphabet A is annual requirement of raw material. Alphabet O is ordering cost per order. And C is carrying cost per unit per annum in rupee. So let's calculate it, beta. So 2 into 18,000. Cost of ordering is 2,000. Carrying cost is 2% of 4,000 rupees. So जो 4,000 है उसका 2% because C is carrying cost in per unit per annum basis in rupees, है ना? तो calculate कीजिए बेटा कितना आ रहा है? 2 into 18,000. 2 into 18,000 into 2,000 divided by 80 under root. It's 948, approximately 950 units आप एक टाइम पे ऑर्डर कर रहे हैं आज की तारीख में अंडर ट्रेडिशनल मेथड. Because in JIT method, there will be no formula of the quantity to be ordered. It is totally based on the pull system, that is the demand pulled by the customer. So right now we are ordering 948 units in a single order. Okay. Purchase manager further estimated that if JIT system of inventory is implemented, JIT में भी दो चीजें होती है बेटा, एक JIT प्रोडक्शन होता है and the other one is JIT purchase होता है. Right now we are being given the detail of JIT purchase, है ना? प्रोडक्शन के बारे में भी बात नहीं किया है. JIT system of inventory is implemented. Ordering cost will increase by 50% from the current level. मतलब जो ordering cost आज हमारी 2000 है, that will be 3000. While carrying cost can be avoided up to 90%. 90% तक हम carrying cost को avoid कर सकते हैं. But there is a prospective order of 5 units for finished goods which cannot be served due to non-availability of stock and failure of delivery by supplier. So stock out situation 5 units पर होगी, finished goods units पर, कि हमारे पास order आएगा, but due to non-availability of raw material, we will not be able to supply those 5 units. Contribution from each unit is rupee 1200. So 5 unit पर हमें 1200 रुपी की रेट से contribution loss होगा. Stock insurance will reduce by rupee 400 on annual basis. There will also be reduction in working capital requirement, which will result in interest saving of 500 on annual basis. So क्या क्या फायदे होंगे? सबसे पहला disadvantage is there are two disadvantages. The first disadvantage is ordering cost will increase by 50%. The second disadvantage is stock out होगा 5 units per, on which we are about to incur the opportunity cost. What are the benefit? Carrying cost 90% तक हमारी avoid हो रही है. Stock insurance 400 रुपीज से हमारा reduce हो जाएगा. While जो working capital requirement हमारी कम हुई है, उसके कारण हम save कर पाएंगे 500 रुपी on annual basis, है ना? चलिए. तो सबसे पहला बेटा एक थ्योरेटिकल पॉइंट दिया आपको रिक्वायरमेंट पार्ट नंबर 1 में, वी विल रीड दिस पैरा आफ्टर 2 or 3 minutes बेटा. First requirement part, it's a pure theoretical para. You have to write about the JIT purchasing and JIT production. अब हमें सेकेंड रिक्वायरमेंट की पूरी डिटेल दे चुका है अभी तक कि आप कॉस्ट सेविंग निकालिए अगर आप JIT परचेजिंग में जाते हैं. सो यू हैव टू कंपेयर द ट्रेडिशनल सिस्टम विद द JIT सिस्टम. यू हैव टू कंपेयर द ट्रेडिशनल सिस्टम विद द JIT सिस्टम. तो सबसे पहले हमें ट्रेडिशनल सिस्टम में टोटल कॉस्ट निकालना पड़ेगा कि व्हाट इज द टोटल ऑर्डरिंग कॉस्ट एंड व्हाट इज द टोटल कैरिंग कॉस्ट, है ना. हमने EOQ ऑलरेडी निकाल दिया 948 बेटा. तो देखिए सॉल्यूशन को ही अपन रेफर करते हैं. तो सबसे पहले 300 आ रहा है, कैलकुलेशन का मिस्टेक था क्या बेटा? देयर इज अ कैलकुलेशन मिस्टेक. 2 into 18,000 into 2,000 divided by 80. आप एक बार चेक कीजिए बेटा, व्हाट इज द आंसर. इकोनॉमिक ऑर्डर क्वांटिटी कितने रुपए कितनी क्वांटिटी आ रही है. चेक इट वेदर द आंसर इज 300. I'm waiting, beta. Please check the answer whether the economic order quantity is 300. Okay, it's 1800 now. I have multiplied it by 18,000. That's why my answer is wrong. Okay, beta. Yes, it's 300 beta. I have taken 18,000. That's why the answer coming is 940. So आज की तारीख में हम एक बार में 300 यूनिट ऑर्डर कर रहे हैं. So we will calculate the ordering cost. So the total number of units that will be ordered is 1800. In a time we will order 300 units. So 1800 divided by 300. So how many orders we have to place? 6 orders. For every order, the ordering cost is 2,000. For 12,000 will be the ordering cost. Regarding the carrying cost, what will be the formula? It's order quantity divided by 2 into fee. Order quantity is 300 divided by 2 into carrying cost is 80. So it's 150 multiplied by 80. It's 12,000. Also, there is a concept under EOQ beta that at EOQ, ordering cost and carrying cost will always remain same. You can check from this. So there are two costs associated with the traditional system, 24,000. Now, we have been given that ordering cost will increase by 50%. For 12,000 का 50% आप कर देंगे. So that will be 18,000. And carrying cost will reduce by 90%. तो 12,000 का 90% अगर आप reduction करेंगे, it will be 1,200. But there are some more cost, stock out cost, and there will be saving also. So stock out cost will be on 5 units at the rate 1,200 rupee. It's 6,000. JIT in stock insurance cost will reduce. Opportunity cost will be reduced on reduced amount on working capital. That will be a benefit. That will be a benefit. तो ये दो benefit है, इनको reduction किया गया. तो incremental cost of shifting to JIT is net rupee 300. It means if you are running traditionally, you will incur 24,000 related to ordering and holding cost. While if you shift to JIT purchasing, you will be incurring 24,300. So not at all recommended. है ना बेटा? चलिए, तो ये हुआ JIT purchasing के बारे में. Now we will move to the JIT production. ये जो पैरा है ये हमें JIT production के बारे में बताएगा. देखिए, further production and engineering department supported by the marketing department provide detail that presently average production of company is 150 units per month. Although for next 4 months, expected demand will be 120, 160, 180 units. Try to recall the concept of beta JIT system. In traditional system, we do not follow the demand pattern. जितनी डिमांड पुल हो रही है हम उसके हिसाब से प्रोडक्शन नहीं करते. Our production is on continuous basis and that too similar. So 150 unit will be produced every month in traditional system. While under JIT system, only such unit will be produced that has been pulled by the customer. No extra unit will be produced. Even our resources will remain idle. That's not the issue in JIT. Main concept is produce only such quantity which has been pulled by the customer. So in non-JIT system, we are producing constantly 150 units. While in JIT system, we will produce strictly according to the demand. Maximum capacity from man-hour perspective is 150 unit. 20 man-hours are required for producing each unit and labor rate is ₹3. Casual labor is not available in the market. Overtime rate will be 200%. So in traditional system, we do not require an overtime because in every month we can produce 150 units and we are producing 150 units only. While in case of GIT system, in the first month we will produce 120 units, no overtime. In the second month we will produce 160 units. So there will be overtime on 10 units. Above 150 units, 10 units पे overtime होगा and overtime rate will be 200%. मतलब if you are giving the labor suppose 20 rupee, then in overtime you have to provide the labor ₹40 for every unit produced. In the third month, we are not having any overtime, while in the fourth month, overtime will be for 30 units. So, अब हमें यहाँ पे क्या करना पड़ेगा बेटा? वो कंसेप्ट याद कीजिए. We will check out the holding cost कितनी लग रही है हमारी. The comparison is between holding cost and the overtime cost. There will be no overtime cost in case of traditional method because हम 150 यूनिट से कभी ऊपर जा ही नहीं रहे. But there will be the holding cost under traditional method, है ना. और उसका फॉर्मूला क्या होता है बेटा? That totally depend on whether you are calculating holding cost for raw material or for finished goods. Raw material का just आपने अभी फॉर्मूला देखा है. It's ordering cost divided by 2 into C in case of raw material. But in case of finished goods, the formula for holding cost will be opening stock plus closing stock divided by 2 into C. Divided by 2 into C. So first of all, in traditional method, we have to find out what is the opening stock, what is the closing stock, and holding cost will be calculated on the average stock. While in case of GIT system, there will no holding cost because production will be done strictly according to the demand, but there will be overtime cost. देखिए बेटा, to save the time, we can refer the solution part of the institute. तो सबसे पहले हम JIT सिस्टम में प्रेजेंट सिनेरियो में होल्डिंग कॉस्ट फाइंड आउट करेंगे. इट्स ओपनिंग स्टॉक 0 एट द स्टार्ट ऑफ द ईयर. वी हैव प्रोड्यूस 150 यूनिट. आप चेक कर सकते हैं कॉन्स्टेंटली हम नॉन JIT में 150 यूनिट्स बना रहे हैं. वी आर हैविंग अ स्टॉक ऑफ 30 यूनिट. सो 0 plus 30 it's 15 units of average stock. Multiply by 65, so we will get the holding cost. While in JIT system there will be just the overtime cost. 10 units पर हमारा overtime होगा और 30 यूनिट्स पर हमारा ओवरटाइम होगा. सो 20 आवर्स लगते हैं हर यूनिट को मैन्युफैक्चर करने के लिए, है ना. सो लेबर आवर कितने लगेंगे? 10 into 20 200 आवर्स, 30 into 20 600 आवर, और ओवरटाइम का जो पेमेंट है वो हमारा 200% है. जस्ट डबल है ऑफ नॉर्मल रेट. नॉर्मल रेट इज 3 रुपी पर आवर. आप चेक कीजिए, नॉर्मल रेट इज 3 रुपी पर आवर while the overtime rate is 200%. So on overtime hours पर हमें जो उनको पेमेंट देना पड़ेगा that will be 6 रुपी. तो चेक कीजिए बेटा, होल्डिंग कॉस्ट आपकी आ रही है 5200 इन केस ऑफ ट्रेडिशनल सिस्टम, while overtime cost आपकी आ रही है 4800. If you shift to JIT system, there will be saving of ₹400 due to the just-in-time production system. Clear बेटा? Enough question has been done by us in the chapter Lean System and Innovation. So nothing new in this question and in the other question of JIT in the skill-based assessment question. Clear बेटा? चलिए बढ़ते हैं अपन आगे. This is a very good question. ये जो question है ना, ये particularly मैं आपको suggest करूंगा बेटा that you should keep this question in each and every revision because the requirement part की जो language है ना, the interpretation of that language of requirement part is very special beta. So I'm providing you 5 minutes to read out this question on your part, question number 6. Thereafter, we will discuss the requirement part. What should be computed in the requirement part according to the detail, है ना? For पूरे 5 minutes आपके पास बेटा बहुत अच्छे से इस क्वेश्चन को पढ़िएगा. A very very important question in the skill based assessment collection. Okay, 5 minutes are available with you. Read out the question very carefully, beta na. It's a very important question in skill based assessment collection. Can I start, beta? देखिए, so the company name is XEE Limited. They are manufacturing two type of product, line 1 and line 2. Important point given in the first para that line 2 is altogether different from line 1, that is product 2 is altogether different from product 1. But very important that product 2 is having a longer life. It is having a life of 1.5 times the life of product 1. So product 2 के पास 1.5 times life है as compared to product 1. Second para में हमें यहाँ पे capacity दिया है and it has been denominated that the sale unit is kg, है ना? So we are having a capacity of 6,50,000 for product 1 and for product 2 we are having a capacity of 2,40,000. कंपनी मैनेजमेंट ने क्लियर इंस्ट्रक्शन प्रोवाइड किया है टू सीईओ, सीएफओ एंड द सेल्स हेड दैट इन नो केस द कंट्रीब्यूशन मार्जिन शुड फॉल फ्रॉम 40%. मतलब पीवी रेशियो हमारा मिनिमम 40% होना ही चाहिए. करेंटली प्रोडक्ट 1 92% कैपेसिटी पर वर्क कर रहा है इन 3 शिफ्ट एंड लाइन 2 हमारा 33% कैपेसिटी पर वर्क कर रहा है 1 शिफ्ट में. इट इज ऑल्सो इंपॉर्टेंट बेटा ना, यहाँ पे ये 3 शिफ्ट में वर्क हो रहा है और यहाँ पे 1 शिफ्ट में वर्क हो रहा है. तो प्रोडक्ट 1 इज बीन मैन्युफैक्चर्ड इन 3 शिफ्ट व्हाइल प्रोडक्ट 2 इज बीन मैन्युफैक्चर्ड इन अ सिंगल शिफ्ट. फिर स्टेटमेंट दिया हमें, कैपेसिटी दिया है. आज की तारीख में प्रोडक्शन 6 लाख है, लाइन 2 में 80,000 है. सेलिंग प्राइस एंड कॉस्ट इन पर केजी इज द डिनोमिनेशन ऑफ फिनिश गुड्स. सेलिंग प्राइस, वेरिएबल कॉस्ट, कंट्रीब्यूशन. तो आज की तारीख में हम दोनों ही प्रोडक्ट में 40% जो हमारा पीवी रेशियो था वो अर्न कर रहे हैं. नाउ टोटलिटी 180 मल्टीप्लाई बाय 6 लाख 1080 लाख. 315 मल्टीप्लाई बाय 80,000 इट्स 250 लाख. सेम वेरिएबल कॉस्ट हमारा कंट्रीब्यूशन आ गया. नाउ कॉमन फिक्स कॉस्ट, ओवरहेड, डेप्रिसिएशन, प्रॉफिट. फॉर द प्रॉफिट परसेंटेज इज 15%. आज की तारीख में हम 15% कमा रहे हैं. 199 डिवाइडेड बाय 1332. क्लियर है? चलिए अब सिनारियो 1, 2 सिनारियो यहां पे दिए हैं. पहले हम सिनारियो 1 की बात कर रहे हैं. एट ए मीटिंग ऑफ द सीईओ, सेल्स हेड एंड द सीएफओ. तो 3 लोगों की मीटिंग हो रही है, सीएफओ, सेल्स हेड एंड द सीएफओ. सेल्स हेड इन्फॉर्म द टीम that there is a potential of one time, this is very important, potential of one time 80,000 kg of product to order from a large customer who can commit on delivery schedule for the whole of 1920 at a price of 250 per kg. So एक मीटिंग हो रही है सीएफओ की, सेल्स हेड की और सीएफओ की. इन दैट मीटिंग द सेल्स हेड कम्युनिकेटेड दैट हमारे पास एक ऑर्डर आया है, वन टाइम ऑर्डर है 80,000 kg का फॉर प्रोडक्ट 2. लार्ज कस्टमर है, रेप्यूटेड कस्टमर है एंड द प्राइस ऑफर्ड बाय द कस्टमर इज 250 पर kg. ओके. द सेल्स हेड आल्सो इन्फॉर्म दैट द न्यू कस्टमर इज अवेयर ऑफ द प्राइस ऑफ प्रोडक्ट फ्रॉम लाइन 1. New customer is aware of the price of product line 1. The fact that the line capacity is full and line 2 product can deliver life which is 1.5 times of the line 1 product. So दोनों information हमारे उस large customer के पास है which is providing us one time order that new customer is aware of the pricing of product 1. Product 1 की pricing हमारी 180 रुपी, इसके बारे में वो aware है. And the new customer is also aware that as compared to product 1, the product 2 has a longer life of 1.5 times. ठीक है, चलिए आगे. The sales head also informed that they may have to reduce the price by ₹5 per kg. इसको करेक्ट कर लीजिएगा बेटा, टाइपिंग मिस्टेक है. इट्स ₹5 per kg for the existing customer from 315 to 310. So अगर आज हम लाइन 2 कस्टमर को ये वाला प्रोडक्ट प्रोवाइड करते हैं, so we are selling right now at 315, but अब हमें इस वन टाइम ऑर्डर के कारण जब ये मार्केट में पता चलेगा, so we have to convince our existing customer also. तो existing customer की प्राइस हम अभी 315 से 310 करना है. ठीक है. To a question from CEO that this would involve any additional overhead, one time order will involve any additional overhead, the CFO checks on his laptop and inform that for an additional shift of operation of line 2, so if we want to accept this order, we have to work in second shift related to product 2. So there will be an incremental overhead of 6.2 lakh per annum per shift, and incremental depreciation will increase by 16 lakh per annum per shift. So what is the scenario 1, beta? In scenario 1, in a meeting of CFO, CEO and the sales head, the sales head has informed that there is a potential of one-time order of 80,000 kg of product 2 from a large customer who is ready to pay rupee 250. The sales head further informed that the new large customer is aware of the pricing of product 1, along with the fact that product 2 have a longer life as compared to product 1. Also informed by the sales head that due to this new order, for certain reason, we have to reduce the price to our existing customer from 315 rupee to 310 rupee. Now the CEO asked whether this will involve any additional overhead. In this matter, the CFO replied that we have to work in second shift to produce that one-time order that will result in increase of 2 costs, additional overhead will be there, and incremental depreciation will be there per shift. Okay. Now the CEO poses the following question to both the different authorities, CFO and the sales head. The first question is, given that order is one time, yes, the order is one time, what will happen to the fixed overhead committed in 1920? ये जो fixed overhead आप commit कर रहे हो 6.2 lakh का shift supervisor lighting का, ये जो हमारा committed खर्चा हो गया, अब next year तो फिर से हमें order नहीं मिलेगा. Then what will be the consequences? And loss of profit due to reduction in price to existing customer, which cannot be increased in the subsequent year. Yes, that is 100% logical, beta. Once the price has been reduced, it's not practically possible that the same price can be increased in the next year. So what will be the consequences if the fixed cost is committed in nature, and what will be the solution for the loss of profit? ₹5 on those 80,000 units. हम 315 से 310 कर रहे हैं, so there will be reduction of ₹5. Reduction in sale price is ultimately the reduction in contribution and profit multiplied by existing customer 80,000 units. Okay. Second point, the CEO is also concerned about the reduction in contribution percentage from the management stipulated 40%. The management is very clear that in no case our PV ratio should fall below 40%. To address the issue, the CEO asked both the CFO and the sales head to come up with acceptable pricing for product 2 for the new one-time customer. He indicated to them that the price should be such that, please read out very carefully, beta. The price should be such that percentage to sale to profit achieved in 18-19 is maintained. In other words, NP ratio is to be maintained. Percentage sales to profit. It means profit divided by sale is 15%. This 15% is to be maintained anyhow. So the CEO is concerned about the management PV ratio of 40%. Therefore, he asked sales head and the CFO to come up with an alternate acceptable pricing for product 2 for the new customer, and indicated them the PV ratio, the NP ratio should be the same as we have earned in 18-19. Further, the CEO mentioned that new customers should also be convinced of the price to be quoted. He also mentioned that sale from product 1 for 1920 will be at the same level, 6 lakh kg, and at the same price. There are no changes in cost, both variable and fixed. Okay. So now the requirement part, beta, na? Requirement part is very important. You are the deputy to the CFO and you are requested to come up with the recommendation on. There are 4 requirement part related to scenario 1. Ideal price, ये बहुत important word है. Ideal price to be quoted for new customer with reason to be proposed by sales head to the new customer to convince him to accept the price so quoted. वापस से पढ़िए बेटा एक और बार ये requirement part. I have already told you that the drafting of requirement part is superb. It requires a lot of interpretation skill. मैं आपको दे रहा हूं 30 सेकंड, वापस से पढ़िए बेटा एक और बार आप इसको. पढ़ लिया आपने, आइडियल प्राइस टू बी कोटेड, एंड आइडियल प्राइस इज टू बी कैलकुलेटेड बेस्ड ऑन दी 3 points given by the CEO that our NP ratio should be minimum 15%. The same ratio should be maintained of 18-19. ये पहला पॉइंट है. फिर जब वो आइडियल प्राइस फाइंड आउट हो जाएगी, देन यू हैव टू कन्विंस द न्यू कस्टमर टू एक्सेप्ट द प्राइस सो कोटेड. तो देखिए बेटा, बहुत ही सिंपल कैलकुलेशन है. मेन था उसको इंटरप्रेट करना रिक्वायरमेंट पार्ट को. इस डिटेल में कोई भी चेंज नहीं आएगा. देयर इज नो चेंज इन दिस डिटेल. क्लियर है? अब ये जो हमारा डिटेल है 315 वाला, ये अब हमारा 310 हो जाएगा फॉर एग्जिस्टिंग कस्टमर. सो 310 इंटू 80,000 करें. 310 into 80,000. So it will be now 248 lakh रुपए हो जाएगा. Variable cost, important, variable cost will remain same irrespective of the change in the sale price. So आज हमारे पास प्रोडक्ट 1 का कस्टमर था. This detail will remain same. प्रोडक्ट 2 के एग्जिस्टिंग कस्टमर की डिटेल में रेवेन्यू चेंज होगा, while variable cost will remain same. Now we are not known the ideal sale price. हमें आइडियल सेल प्राइस नहीं पता है ना. सो वी विल अज्यूम लेट द सेल प्राइस ऑफ दैट प्रोडक्ट बी एक्स मान के हम कर सकते हैं. वेरिएबल कॉस्ट तो उतने ही रुपए लगेगी बिकॉज 80,000 यूनिट इज टू बी मैन्युफैक्चर. सो द वेरिएबल कॉस्ट विल रिमेन सेम एज ऑफ 151.2. सो इन द बैलेंसिंग फिगर वी विल बी एबल टू नो द सेल प्राइस दैट शुड बी द कोटेड द आइडियल सेल प्राइस. और आइडियल सेल प्राइस होगी तो इसमें मिनिमम हमें 15% रेशियो मेंटेन करके चलना. देखिए बेटा, ये सेम है पूरा. 1080 is same, 648 is same. There is no change in line 1 प्रोडक्ट. लाइन 2 प्रोडक्ट में सिर्फ ये वाली डिटेल चेंज हुई है. लाइन 2 प्रोडक्ट में सिर्फ ये वाली डिटेल चेंज हुई है. 248 और ये 151.2 सेम रहेगा. वेरिएबल कॉस्ट विल रिमेन सेम. सो अब हमें यहाँ पे एक आइडियल प्राइस निकालना है. आइडियल प्राइस इज 260. तो कैसे निकाला जरा इन्हें देखिए. अज्यूम द प्राइस एक्स है हमारी. मान के चलिए प्राइस हमारी एक्स है. तो क्या, तो 1080 प्लस 258. फिर ये हमारा यहाँ पे सेल प्राइस हमने अज्यूम कर लिया 0.8. व्हाट इज 0.8? इट इज नथिंग बट द क्वांटिटी गिवन इन लैक्स. इट इज क्वांटिटी इन लैक्स. सो लेट एक्स बी द सेल प्राइस, आइडियल सेल प्राइस. सो 950 वेरिएबल कॉस्ट. फिर आप यहाँ पे माइनस कर दीजिए बेटा, तीनों वेरिएबल कॉस्ट माइनस हो जाएगी आपकी. 950.4 आपका 246.5 माइनस हो जाएगा. डेप्रिसिएशन आपका माइनस हो जाएगा. तो इस प्रकार से आप यहाँ पे कॉस्ट निकाल लेंगे कि आइडियल सेल प्राइस शुड बी 260. कैलकुलेशन इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं था, मेन था लैंग्वेज को इंटरप्रेट करना. व्हाट यू हैव टू फाइंड आउट आइडियल सेल प्राइस बेस्ड ऑन दैट डेटा. और फिर अब हमें यहाँ पे इसको कन्विंस करना है कि वी शुड कन्विंस दैट द प्राइस ऑफ प्रोडक्ट 1, द प्राइस ऑफ प्रोडक्ट 1 इज ₹180. The life of product 2 is 1.5 times. So 180 का अगर आप 1.5 टाइम करेंगे, so it comes out to 270 रुपी, while we are charging just ₹260 from you. तो ये कन्विंस करना हमारे को पहले रिक्वायरमेंट पार्ट में. देखिए यही चीज दिया. आइडियल सेल प्राइस 260 है, 180 लाइन 1 की प्राइस है और उसकी लाइफ 1.5 टाइम्स है. So it's 250. So even the new customer will be benefited by ₹10 if the ideal sale price is accepted. The sales manager has to convince this price. Okay बेटा, चलिए अब आइए सेकेंड रिक्वायरमेंट पार्ट में क्या बोल रहा है. Reasons to be mentioned to the management on why the price to be quoted is acceptable. जो 260 आपने कोट किया है acceptable despite the fact that it would result in lower contribution margin than that prescribed by the management. तो देखिए बहुत ही सिंपल है बेटा. 260 रुपी अगर आप उसको ऑफर भी कर रहे हैं तो उसके बावजूद भी आप वहां पे कुछ ना कुछ कंट्रीब्यूशन कमा रहे हैं. 260 रुपी प्राइस पर 56.8 लाख रुपी का आप इंक्रीमेंटल कंट्रीब्यूशन कमा रहे हैं. चेक कीजिए कैसे. 256 माइनस वेरिएबल कॉस्ट लीजिए. द वेरिएबल कॉस्ट इज 189 आई थिंक. यस, 256 नो इट्स 260 माइनस 189 मल्टीप्लाई बाय 80,000. और इसमें से आप माइनस कीजिए जो आपके इंक्रीमेंटल ओवरहेड है. इंक्रीमेंटल ओवरहेड ऑफ ₹6.2 लाख एंड 16 लाख. So although the contribution is not up to the mark of 14%, still we are earning some extra contribution from the customer. Therefore, the whole three members, CEO, CFO, and the sales head, had to convince the management that for in this special case, although the contribution is not maintained, but still we are earning a handsome incremental profit from the new customer. Clear है? चलिए फिर एक रिकमेंड कीजिए हमें स्ट्रेटेजी इन कंसल्टेशन विद द सेल्स मैनेजर टू मेक अप फॉर द फिक्स्ड ओवरहेड एंड लॉस ऑफ प्रॉफिट ड्यू टू रिडक्शन इन प्राइस फॉर द एग्जिस्टिंग कस्टमर ऑफ लाइन टू प्रोडक्ट फॉर सब्सिक्वेंट ईयर। अब हमें बताइए, अगर वो फिक्स कॉस्ट जो हमारी बढ़ रही है 6.2 लाख से, और जो हमें लॉस हो रहा है, लॉस ऑफ कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन का, उसको अगर हमें फ्यूचर में रिकवर करना है तो व्हाट शुड बी द स्ट्रेटेजी। देखिए, ये जो वन टाइम कस्टमर है, दिस विल नॉट बी रिपीट इन द फ्यूचर, बट वी आर हैविंग अ वेरी पॉपुलर प्रोडक्ट इन द फॉर्म ऑफ लाइन वन प्रोडक्ट। उसके पास अभी भी हमारे पास अप्रोक्सीमेटली 50,000 की कैपेसिटी आइडल है। इफ वी कैन इंक्रीज द सेल ऑफ दैट प्रोडक्ट, then definitely we will cover the committed cost and the loss of profit due to the reduction in the price for the existing customer of product 2. Yala point. फिर it is nothing but you have to find out the minimum sale price, and minimum sale price means जो हमारी जेब से पैसा जा रहा है, that should only be considered while calculating the minimum price for the customer. तो एक 189 रुपी हमारी जेब से इनकट होगा बेटा for every unit that will be produced, while there are two incremental overhead of 6.2 lakh and 16 lakh. जब आप इसको डिवाइड करेंगे by order quantity, then you will easily get the minimum price that will be charged from the customer. क्लियर है बेटा? चलिए, तो एक बहुत ही अच्छा क्वेश्चन है. Keep this question in every revision of yours बेटा, है ना? Now let's take a break. After the break we will add some more question in this session, है ना बेटा? चलिए ब्रेक लेते हैं. आप 10 मिनट्स का ही ब्रेक दे रहा हूं बेटा, because there are n number of question. We have to speed up the process so that the maximum number of questions can be covered in this 3-hour session. Okay, so break of 10 minutes. We will meet sharp at 8:37. Welcome back, beta. Chali. Now we will start question with some other concepts. We have deal with the just-in-time system, cellular manufacturing, TPM. Now we will start with one of the important topic, that is the relevant costing. Please open page number 209. It's question number 24. Page number 209. It's question number 24. Page number 209. It's question number 24. Can we start, beta? Okay. I'm starting question number 24. An apparel manufacturing company have raw material inventory of polyester fabric bales that was initially procured to be used in manufacture of shirts. एक अपैरल मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कंपनी है, उनके पास आज रॉ मटेरियल अवेलेबल है रिलेटेड टू पॉलिस्टर फैब्रिक जो कि यूज होता था शर्ट्स को बनाने के लिए. लेटर, कीपिंग इन माइंड द करंट फैशन ट्रेंड, the design department suggests manufacture of cotton shirt instead. So पहले हम polyester shirt बनाते थे through use of raw material polyester fabric. Now the design department suggested that you should manufacture cotton shirt instead of the polyester shirt. Therefore the bales मतलब गठाने जो होती है ना उसके fabric की रोल जो होता है, the material of polyester fabric are now not required. It was procured at ₹1 lakh few months back. The scrap value sold in the external market would be 45,000. This is the alternate one. The fabric has alternate uses also. So there are different options given related to the stock of this polyester fabric. The very simple, the first option given is it can be sold in the external market for ₹45,000. So 1 lakh rupee if not at all relevant. Can you provide me the logic, beta? Why 1 lakh rupees not at all relevant? Because it's for past cost. The liability has already been incurred. Therefore, it's for past cost. It will be a totally irrelevant cost. While it will be a relevant option, 45,000 inflow to be reviewed if we opt for alternate one. Now, we are having alternate 2, alternate 3 also related to such product. Let's read out alternate number 2 related to the stock of polyester fabric. The material can be used to make polyester jacket. अभी हम क्या बना रहे थे, इससे polyester shirt बना रहे थे. अब alternate use है, हम उससे polyester jacket भी बना सकते हैं. This would require the following additional work and material. This word is very important. Additional work and material. It means it's incremental. Material A will be required 500 quantity. Material B की हमें 1000 quantity लगेगी. Labor unskilled, semi-skilled and highly skilled लगेगा. Extra selling and delivery expense will be there. Extra advertisement cost will be there. So these are the additional work and material. If we want to utilize that polyester fabric to make a new product, that is polyester jacket. तो सबसे पहले मटेरियल ए और बी के बारे में अपन बात कर ले. This conversion can produce 1000 unit of polyester jacket that can be sold for at the rate ₹400 each. So it will be a relevant revenue. अगर हम इस ऑप्शन में जाते हैं तो we are having a relevant revenue of 1000 into ₹400. Amount to be received due to alternate number 2. Now, what about the relevant cost? Material A is already in stock and widely used within the company. Although present stock will be sufficient to meet normal production requirement, extra material used to facilitate alternate will need to be replaced immediately. So we are already seen, beta, in case of raw material relevancy, we can have raw material not in stock, raw material in stock having a regular use, while raw material in stock having an irregular use. In this particular question, raw material A is the regular use of the organization. What is the cost? Material A has been acquired at ₹87. This is again an irrelevant cost because that is a past cost. Net realizable value is not at all relevant in case of material A because regular use raw material will not be sold as scrap. I will repeat, regular use raw material will not be sold as scrap. Therefore, net realizable value is not important. replacement price is relevant as soon as we consume the existing quantity of material A, we have to purchase it immediately to restocking purpose. So how much quantity we require? 500 units multiply by 90 rupee. This will be our relevant cost for raw material A. Clear है बेटा? So raw material A के बारे में अगर हम relevancy निकाले, so it's 900 multiply by 500. What about raw material B? Raw material B की हमें 1000 units चाहिए. So read out about the raw material B content. Raw material B is an imported die item which cannot be very easily procured due to import restriction. So बहुत limited availability है raw material B की. It cannot be easily procured due to import restriction. At present, material B is used in the production of high-end fashion clothing that gives on an average a gross contribution of 750 per unit of such clothing. तो material B market से procure नहीं किया जा सकता due to import restriction. Right now, we are having stock of raw material B that is being utilized in some other product, high-end fashion clothing, which provide us a contribution of 750 per unit without the cost of material B. Okay. Each unit high-end fashion clothing requires 5 unit of material B. So हर unit पर हमें 5 unit material B की लगती है. So 750 divided by 5 करें बेटा. 750 divided by 5. It means we are earning a contribution of rupee 150 per unit of material B on such product. And importantly, in the calculation of 750, material B cost has not been deducted. It's rightly because in case of computing the relevant contribution from key factor, we require the contribution plus if the cost has been deducted related to that key factor, we will definitely add back such cost. But in the calculation of 750, it has not been deducted. So there is no need to add back that one. So 150 rupee per kg contribution we are earning in such high-end fashion clothing. If we divert such raw material to manufacture the polyester jacket, we will not be able to earn such contribution. So there will be a contribution loss of rupee 150. There will be a contribution loss of rupee 150 on this 1000 units. Clear beta? Now regarding the labor, skilled, semi-skilled and highly skilled. लेबर के बारे में आपको जो इंफॉर्मेशन दिया है बेटा वो आपको नेक्स्ट पेज में मिलेगा. लेबर के बारे में इंफॉर्मेशन पढ़िए. वेरिएबल ओवरहेड इज 1 rupee per direct labor hour, whether it's unskilled, semi-skilled or highly skilled, it doesn't matter. If the 1 hour is work, then variable overhead of rupee 1 will be incurred. Fixed overhead is totally irrelevant. Can you tell me the reason beta why it is irrelevant? We have done it multiple times during the class session. Fixed overhead of rupee 2 per direct labor hour is irrelevant. Why it is irrelevant? The logic is very simple. Unless and until the fixed overhead is given in totality and that total changes according to the decision in hand. If the fixed cost is given in totality and that total changes according to the decision in hand, then only fixed overhead will be relevant. In this case, fixed overhead is given on per labor hour basis, so it will not be a relevant one. It is totally irrelevant. Unskilled labor is 5 rupee, semi-skilled labor is 10 rupee, and skilled labor rate is 15 rupee. Unskilled labor can be procured on contract basis to meet the exact production requirement. The contract expire once the work is done. So, जब जब हमें जरूरत पड़ती है अनस्किल्ड लेबर की, we can employ that one. और जितनी हमें जरूरत है, the hours required, that only will be employed. Once the contract is over, we can easily terminate the unskilled worker. So definitely it will be a relevant one बेटा, क्योंकि आज की तारीख में हमारे पास अनस्किल्ड का कोई भी स्टॉक नहीं होगा, लेबर के आवर्स नहीं होंगे, because once the contract is completed, their services will be terminated. Semi-skilled. Semi-skilled labor is part of the permanent labor force, but the company has excess supply of this type of labor at the present time. This is very important. They are the permanent labor force, and at present they are idle. Even if we divert such labor to alternate 1, alternate 2 or alternate 3, it will not change the total labor payment. Therefore, unskilled labor payment will be an irrelevant one. Clear, beta? They are in the excess supply. Now about the skilled labor. Highly skilled labor is in short supply and cannot be increased significantly in the short term. This labor force is presently engaged in the manufacture of upholstery. Each unit of upholstery requires 4 hours of highly skilled labor. The contribution from sale of each unit of upholstery is ₹36. तो निकाली बेटा contribution per labor hour कितना है 36 divided by 4. We are earning a contribution of ₹9 in the existing product upholstery. If we want skilled labor, you have to divert the labor from this job to alternate 2 or alternate 3. That will create a contribution of ₹9 per hour along with the labor cost of ₹15 per hour. ये समझ पाए बेटा पॉइंट. आज की तारीख में जो स्किल्ड लेबर है दे आर ऑलरेडी एंगेज इन मैन्युफैक्चरिंग ऑफ upholstery. They are contributing ₹36 per unit. They are devoting 4 hours. In other words, they are earning a contribution of ₹9 per hour. So definitely, if we want to utilize the service of skilled hour, we have to divert the services of labor from upholstery to alternate 2 and alternate 3. That will result in contribution loss to the company. So for ₹15 direct labor cost along with ₹9 is required to cover the contribution loss, है ना. तो देखिए यहाँ पे ₹5 है हमारा जो हमने रेलिवेंट माना है. लेबर इज रेलिवेंट, अनस्किल्ड लेबर इज रेलिवेंट. ₹5 into 3,000. They are idle and they are permanent, so nothing new payment is to be given. For 1,000 we will incur ₹24. बताइए ₹24 कैसा है बेटा. ₹15 of labor cost plus ₹9 of contribution loss, total 24 multiply by 1,000. Now very important point बेटा, variable overhead यहां पे मिस्टेक हो जाती है. Variable overhead is ₹1 per labor hour worked. If there is no alternate 2, then the skilled labor hour is idle. So there will be no incurrence of variable overhead. But although no new labor cost will be incurred in case of semi-skilled labor, but once they work, then definitely variable overhead will be incurred. So 3,000 plus 2,000, 5,000 plus 1,000, 6,000 labor hours multiplied by ₹1 of variable overhead. And they're already relevant because the word given is extra selling and delivery expense. If we go for alternate 2, then only we have to incur 50,000 and 25,000, a total of 75,000. निकालिए बेटा अमाउंट कितना आ रहा है. रिमेनिंग अमाउंट निकालिए कितने रुपए आ रहा है. What is the answer of alternate 2? Alternate 1 answer is simple, 45,000. If we go for alternate 2, what will be the relevant profit or relevant loss? Please calculate. Tell me the amount, beta. What is the answer? Okay. Alternatively, we can check from the institute suggested answer. What is the answer of alternate number 2? The alternate number 2 is providing a net contribution of ₹85,000, while alternate number 1 is providing a contribution of a benefit of just 45,000. Okay. Now, alternate number 3. Alternate number 3. The company can also manufacture curtains for which it uses polyester fabric of a different variety and texture. तो जो पॉलिस्टर फैब्रिक आपके पास बचा हुआ है, the third alternate use is to utilize in the manufacturing of curtain. The polyester fabric currently lying as obsolete material can also be used as a substitute to the regular polyester material that is being used to make the curtain. So although curtain का जो polyester material था that is different, while the जो हमने shirt बनाने के लिए polyester fabric लिया था that is different, but it can be used to manufacture the polyester fabric for curtain. For this, certain modification to the texture are required to be done along with certain other procedure that will make the material suitable for utilization in curtain production. अगर हम उसको थोड़ा सा मॉडिफाई करें, थोड़ा सा उसमें एडिशनल प्रोसीजर हम इंप्लीमेंट करें, then that polyester fabric can easily be converted for the polyester material required for the curtain. The substitute will contribute towards production of about 10% of the monthly curtain production. So जितने भी क्वांटिटी हमारे पास वो पॉलिस्टर फैब्रिक की, वो अगर हम कन्वर्ट कर देते हैं तो जो हमारी 10% की मंथली रिक्वायरमेंट है, इट कैन फुलफिल दैट 10% मंथली रिक्वायरमेंट. द फॉलोइंग वुड बी द एडिशनल वर्क एंड मटेरियल रिक्वायर्ड. मटेरियल फी की हमें 1000 यूनिट लगेगी, वाइल लेबर अनस्किल्ड, सेमी स्किल्ड एंड हाईली स्किल्ड वाला हमें लगेगा यहाँ पे. अब नाउ दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पैरा बेटा, ना बहुत ध्यान से पढ़िएगा बेटा इस पैरा को, दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. इन अ मंथ 15,000 quantity of regular polyester fabric used for curtain production is procured at a rate of 80 rupee per bale. So normally हम 15,000 क्वांटिटी परचेज करते हैं, हर क्वांटिटी हमारी 80 रुपी की आती है. तो निकालिए बेटा अमाउंट कितना है, 15,000 मल्टीप्लाई बाय 80, इट इज रुपी 12 लाख रुपी की आज की तारीख में हमारी परचेज कॉस्ट आती है. हेड this alternate third has not been executed, but this month due to this substitution only 13,000 units of regular polyester fabric would be required because the existing raw material is converted into regular polyester material. So अब हमें सिर्फ 13,000 यूनिट ही परचेज करना है. बट कहानी में यहाँ पे ट्विस्ट है बेटा, देखिए. With reduced procurement for the current month, the supplier will reduce the bulk discount given on regular purchase. Accordingly, the procurement rate of regular fabric will be now 85 per unit for the current month. If you do not purchase 15,000 unit, then definitely the rate will be the 85 per table. So निकालिए बेटा 13,000 into 85, it's 11,05,000. 11,05,000 रुपए. So कितने रुपए की आपने परचेस कॉस्ट सेव किया, 95,000 रुपए is the relevant revenue of this option. 95,000 रुपए आपने outflow avoid किया है due to this conversion activity, but to achieve this 95,000 rupees of relevant revenue, we have to incur cost on material fee and labor. Now we will check about the material fee. Material fee की हमें total 1000 units की requirement है. Okay, now material fee has to be made in-house since it cannot be procured from the external market. The standard cost of material fee is as follows. 2 direct unskilled labor hour लगेंगे, unskilled labor hour are relevant, तो ये हमारे लिए relevant cost है. Raw material हमारे लिए relevant है, labor hour हमारे लिए relevant है, fixed overhead हमारे लिए irrelevant है because again it is given on per hour basis. जब तक fixed overhead total में नहीं देगा, then it will not be a relevant one. So what cost we will incur related to this? 20 rupee per unit multiply by 1000 units. For 20,000 रुपी हमारे लिए रॉ मटेरियल की रेलिवेंट कॉस्ट हो जाएगी. क्लियर है बेटा, वेरी सिंपल. नाउ वी ऑलरेडी नो अनस्किल्ड लेबर इज रेलिवेंट, रुपी 5. इट इज इररेलिवेंट. हाईली स्किल्ड लेबर इज रेलिवेंट, रुपी 9 पर कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन, 9 रुपी ऑफ कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन प्लस 15 रुपी ऑफ लेबर कॉस्ट, 24 रुपी. तो इसका भी आंसर हम बहुत इजीली निकाल सकते हैं कि हाउ मच रेवेन्यू, हाउ मच नेट एडिशनल प्रॉफिट वी आर अर्निंग ऑन दिस पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन. ठीक है बेटा, चलो बढ़ते आगे. पूरा यही सजेशन दिया हुआ बेटा, अल्टरनेट 1 सिलेक्ट करना है, अल्टरनेट 2 सिलेक्ट करना है, या अल्टरनेट 3 हमें सिलेक्ट करना है. दैट अल्टरनेट विल बी सिलेक्टेड व्हिच विल प्रोवाइड ऑफ द हाईएस्ट नेट बेनिफिट. तो देखिए यहाँ पे हमें सिर्फ 53,000 रुपी का नेट बेनिफिट हो रहा है. सो द बेस्ट ऑप्शन विल बी द अल्टरनेट 2 दैट इज प्रोवाइडिंग अस रुपी 85,000 रुपी ऑफ नेट बेनिफिट. ठीक है, चलिए बेटा थोड़ा सा स्पीड में मैं ले रहा हूं बिकॉज वी हैव टू सपोज टू कवर मेनी क्वेश्चन, है ना, फॉर टाइम हमारे पास शॉर्ट है बेटा, तो थोड़ा सा स्पीड में मैं यहां पे ले रहा हूं। पढ़िए बेटा आप क्वेश्चन नंबर 25 को, सिर्फ इतनी ही डिटेल आपको पढ़ना है, एंड प्रोवाइड मी द कंसेप्ट दैट विल बी अप्लीकेबल इन दिस पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन, बिकॉज identification of concept is very very important in this particular question. The concept name is not given, but full detail has been given related to that concept, है ना। आप सिर्फ इतना सा डिटेल पढ़िए जो मैंने अंडरलाइन किया हूं, उसको पढ़ के मुझे बताइए which concept will be applicable. I am waiting for your answer बेटा। Definitely Pulkit बेटा, I will upload that one. Okay Pulkit? If I am having that PDF beta, then definitely I will upload it. Okay, Pulkit. Please revert me the concept that will be applicable in this particular question, beta. Na? That is very, very important. I'm waiting for your answer. Please revert what concept will be applicable in this particular question. Sairam, Surya, Priya, Kashish, Naveen Kunwaram, Hemant Kumar. Please revert, beta. Which concept will be applicable in this particular question? Okay, beta, very good. The concept of theory of constraint will be applicable in this particular question. Why theory of constraint? I will provide you the hint. Let's read out the question, beta. DAC manufacture motor rotors in two operations, casting and bonding. Following information if furnished. So there are two operations, casting and bonding. Annual capacity is given. Annual production is given 60,000 and 60,000 units, because the second production capacity is having a maximum of 60,000 units. Therefore, second is producing to its maximum level, while the first procedure have restricted itself to 60,000 units. Fixed operating cost excluding raw material, और इसी को उन्होंने फिर पर यूनिट में एक्सप्रेस कर दिया है. This line is very important. Each product sold for ₹3,600 and has direct material cost of 1,600 incurred at the start of the first process. Company has no other variable cost. Company has no other variable cost. Means material is the only variable cost. और आपके पूरे concept of SCMP में there is a single concept related to that, when material is the only variable cost, and that is theory of constraint. है ना. कंपनी कैन सेल वॉट एवर आउटपुट इट प्रोड्यूसेस. तो थ्योरी ऑफ कंस्ट्रेंट में आपने देखा था बेटा, बॉटलनेक होता है तो बॉटलनेक रिस्ट्रिक्ट कर देता है द आउटपुट. ऑल्दो द कैपेसिटी ऑफ फर्स्ट डिपार्टमेंट इज देयर, बट सिंस second department cannot produce above 60,000, so there is no sense in producing any unit above 60,000 even in the first department, because output of first department will be an input to the other department, and finally output of second department will be the finished good. So definitely out of this two process, department bonding is the bottleneck resource जो हमारे आउटपुट को रिस्ट्रिक्ट कर रहा है. और फिर हमने यहाँ पे एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट कंसेप्ट देखा था बेटा, इफ यू वांट टू इंक्रीज द आउटपुट देन यू फर्स्ट इंक्रीज द कैपेसिटी ऑफ द बॉटलनेक. विदाउट इंक्रीजिंग द कैपेसिटी ऑफ द बॉटलनेक there is no sense in increasing the capacity of the non-bottleneck resource. ये लाइन में वापस रिपीट कर रहा हूं बेटा. If you want to increase the number of units that will be sold by the company, then you have to increase the output of the bottleneck. Without increasing the output of the bottleneck, increasing the capacity of the non-bottleneck resource will not add any contribution to the organization. है ना. तो यहाँ पे देखिए बेटा, हमें अब कई सारी रिक्वायरमेंट यहाँ पे दिया है. टोटल 6 रिक्वायरमेंट आर गिवन. कंपनी इज कंसिडरिंग using some modern jigs and tool in the bonding operation. Bonding operation is the bottleneck operation. That would increase annual bonding output by 750 unit. अब हम उसकी कैपेसिटी 750 यूनिट से बढ़ा सकते हैं. If bottleneck capacity has been increased by 750 unit, then definitely the first department can also increase its capacity because it is having idle capacity of 15,000 unit. So if bottleneck capacity has been increased, then definitely output will be increased by 750 unit. A very important communication beta, please listen, very important communication. Right now in my area there is a power cut, है ना. So we are operating through mobile data, but the system battery is just remain for 7 to 8 minutes. We are hoping that there will be power connection resolved in those 6 to 7 minutes. In case the power connection will not be resolved, beta, we have to hold the class today. Na? We will not be able to conduct the class after 5 to 7 minutes because the system which we are using is having a battery life of only 5 to 7 minutes. Really apology for that, beta. Na? We have tried our level best to arrange that one, but it's not possible in a very short period of time. Na? So we will hope that the power connection is resolved so that we can continue the lecture till 10 a.m. If not there, really apology for that. Our lecture will end in the next 5 to 7 minutes. Beta, na? Really sorry for that. So the annual cost of jig is 11,25,000. So simply पहले हम ये निकाल लेंगे बेटा, what we are earning additional 3,600 minus 1,600. We are earning a throughput contribution of 2,000 rupee multiply by 750 unit. कैलकुलेट कीजिए कितना आ रहा है. 15 लाख रुपए का हम एडिशनल कंट्रीब्यूशन कमाएंगे by incurring additional cost of rupee 11,25,000. Therefore, we will definitely go to increase the capacity of the bottleneck operation by 750 units. है ना. चलिए second one. The production manager of the casting department, that is non-bottleneck, has submitted a proposal to faster setup that would increase the annual capacity of the non-bottleneck department by 7,500 units, and it would cost 1,87,500 rupees. Should company implement the change? No. Without making any calculation, you should straightforward reject this proposal because increasing the capacity of the non-bottleneck will not increase the output of the organization. To increase the output of the organization, कैपेसिटी ऑफ बॉटलनेक शुड बी इंक्रीज्ड. है ना. तो सिंपल सा पॉइंट है, लेकिन सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट जो मुझे इसमें लगा ना बेटा, आइडेंटिफिकेशन ऑफ द कंसेप्ट दैट यस थ्योरी ऑफ कंस्ट्रेंट विल हैव टू बी अप्लाइड टू सॉल्व दिस पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन. विदाउट आइडेंटिफिकेशन ऑफ कंसेप्ट यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू डील विद दिस क्वेश्चन. चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं. एन आउटसाइड कॉन्ट्रैक्टर ऑफर्स टू डू द बॉटलनेक ऑपरेशन फॉर 9,000 यूनिट एट ₹500 per unit, double the 250 per unit that it costs the company to do the bonding process. तो देखिए यहाँ पे 250 कॉस्ट आ रही है. An outside contractor is able to do the bonding process at the rate ₹500. Will we go for that? Yes, definitely we will go for that, beta. We are right now earning a throughput contribution of rupee 2000 minus additional cost of rupee 500, even we are able to earn rupee 1500 contribution on those 9000 unit. Casting department can easily produce those 9000 units, है ना?